Bullying and intimidation, creating a safe work environment. Bullying and intimidation intervention. Bullying and cyber intimidation harm schools and create costly liabilities in our workplaces. We find the best solutions for you both in our facilitated classroom discussion and through our online course. http://portal.sliderocket.com/amhorizons/bullying. Creating a respectful environment. As our workplaces become more complex in ethnic, cultural, and learning styles, we can empower employees to communicate and build upon the synergy of their diverse experiences to replace conflict with growth. http://portal.sliderocket.com/amhorizons. The Discovering Diversity Profile provides an effective tool to help employees understand diversity in the following key areas. Knowledge. Discover what they actually know about differences by looking at stereotypes and at the source of their knowledge or information. Understanding. Decipher their level of awareness and explore their willingness to put themselves in a position to feel what others may be feeling. Acceptance. Examine their patience and regard for respecting different beliefs and behaviors. Behavior. Assess how they act out their attitudes toward others, their flexibility and openness in dealing with others, and their self-awareness of patterns of interaction. As a result, we use terms like bullying and aggression interchangeably to refer to the range of aggression constructs studied in this literature. Some common examples of workplace bullying behaviors include taking away responsibility from someone or replacing it with more unpleasant tasks, ignoring someone's opinions, persistently criticizing someone's work, spreading gossip or rumors about someone, ignoring or excluding someone at work, hinting to someone that they should quit their job. This body of research has found that predictors of workplace bullying typically fall into three broad categories: A. Perpetrator characteristics, B. Target characteristics, and C. Situational characteristics. Similarly, the consequences of workplace bullying have a range of costs including A. Human costs, B. Organizational costs, and C. Spillover costs. Although personality is indeed one factor that predicts this type of behavior, workplace bullying does not occur in a social vacuum. Rather, it occurs in the context of an organizational environment that may aggravate or mitigate the incidence of workplace bullying. Workplace bullying also occurs in the context of a relationship, and both members contribute to that relationship. Perpetrator characteristics. A popular media perspective on workplace bullying often assumes that the main reason why someone engages in workplace bullying is because, well, the person is a bully. There is good evidence to suggest that perpetrators exhibit common, typically negative, personality traits such as narcissism, anger issues, low self-esteem, poor conflict management. First, employees are unlikely to answer honestly questions about the extent to which they exhibit characteristics such as high trait anger or neuroticism. Second, as we note below, targets of workplace bullying tend to exhibit many of the same characteristics as perpetrators. Third, organization shape McMurray control over the organizational environment that they create and they over the personality traits of their employee. As a result, it seems that organizational attention would be better placed in fostering a positive work environment than in attempting to select out potential target characteristics. Research on workplace bullying and aggression has not only focused on the traits and characteristics of perpetrators, it has also examined the traits and characteristics of targets. By virtue of their characteristics and traits, may be at higher risk of workplace bullying than other employees. This body of research has also found that sometimes such traits lead employees to perceive workplace bullying where there is none. Situational characteristics. One of the most frequently studied predictors of workplace bullying is the situational or contextual factors that might influence aggression in or in fact, situational constraints have been found to be one of the strongest predictors of workplace aggression. Stressful work environments seem to foster conditions that make workplace bullying more likely to occur. Leadership style has emerged as another important situational factor. For example, Perpetrators of workplace bullying tend to report having leaders who are less charismatic. What are the consequences of workplace bullying? Workplace bullying has clear, significant and adverse consequences not only for employees but also for organizations and society more broadly. Below, we discuss three broad categories of consequences: human, organizational, and spillover/crossover. Practical recommendations. Training to raise awareness of people's interpersonal impact in the workplace may help to promote a more civil work environment. Training can also provide employees with the skills to cope with stressors and to regulate their emotions in the workplace, to reduce the chance of bullying occurring, and to promote more adaptive responses to conflict, should it occur. Organizations should foster a positive culture and eliminate situational factors that promote workplace aggression, such as work overload, role ambiguity, and workplace injustice. Manager training should be provided to ensure that managers are fair and supportive, to reduce the likelihood of bullying and to empower employees to feel able to report it. Managers must also acknowledge bullying as a real issue in the organization and explicitly support interventions or training programs if they are to succeed. Clear policies and standards for acceptable behavior should be set and communicated within organizations, with clear procedures for reporting of and dealing with incidents. Workplace mediation may prove a useful intervention strategy early on in a conflict situation and in cases where there is not a clear power imbalance between the perpetrator and victim. Offering counseling or debriefing for targets, and even perpetrators, of bullying can be helpful, but such interventions must focus on adaptive coping to avoid trapping targets in negative, ruminative thinking cycles. Key components in state anti-bullying laws. Below are examples of key components that may be useful to those who are creating or improving anti-bullying laws or policies in their states. Any citations to state laws are intended to be examples and not endorsements of those laws. States and local educational agencies, LEAs, should check with their state and local officials to ensure consistency with all applicable federal and state laws. Read Education Secretary Duncan's full technical assistance memo. Purpose statement. Asterisk outlines the range of detrimental effects bullying has on students, including impacts on student learning, school safety, student engagement, and the school environment. Asterisk declares that any form, type, or level of bullying is unacceptable, and that every incident needs to be taken seriously by school administrators, school staff, including teachers, students, and students' families. Example purpose statement. Statement of scope. Covers conduct that occurs on the school campus, at school-sponsored activities or events, regardless of the location, on school-provided transportation, or through school-owned technology, or that otherwise creates a significant disruption to the school environment. Example statement of scope. Specification of prohibited conduct. Asterisk provides a specific definition of bullying that includes a clear definition of cyberbullying. The definition of bullying includes an exclusive list of specific behaviors that constitute bullying, and specifies that bullying includes intentional efforts to harm one or more individuals, may be direct or indirect, is not limited to behaviors that cause physical harm, and may be verbal, including oral and written language, or nonverbal. The definition of bullying can be easily understood and interpreted by school boards, policy makers, school administrators, school staff, students, students' families, and the community. Asterisk is consistent with other federal, state and local laws, for guidance in school districts' obligations to address bullying and harassment under federal civil rights laws. See Dear Colleague Letter, Harassment and Bullying, PDF, 295 KB, issued with Department, Office for Civil Rights in October 26, 2010. Asterisk prohibited conduct also includes 1. Retaliation for asserting or alleging an act of bullying. 2. Perpetuating bullying or harassing conduct by spreading hurtful or demeaning material, even if the material was created by another person, for example, forwarding offensive emails or text messages. Examples: specification of prohibited conduct. Enumeration of specific characteristics. Asterisk explains that bullying may include, but is not limited to, acts based on actual or perceived characteristics of students who have historically been targets of bullying, and provides examples of such characteristics. Asterisk makes clear that bullying does not have to be based on any particular characteristic. Examples: enumeration of specific characteristics. Development and implementation of LEA policies. Directs every LEA to develop and implement a policy prohibiting bullying, through a collaborative process with all interested stakeholders, including school administrators, staff, students' families, and the community, in order to best address local conditions. Example: development and implementation of LEA policies. Components of LEA policies. A. Definitions. Includes a definition of bullying consistent with the definitions specified in state law. Example components of LEA policies, definitions. B. Report bullying. Asterisk includes a procedure for students' families, staff, and others to report incidents of bullying, including a process to submit such information anonymously and with protection from retaliation. The procedure identifies and provides contact information for the appropriate school personnel responsible for receiving the report and investigating the incident. Asterisk requires that school personnel report, in a timely and responsive manner, incidents of bullying they witness or are aware of to a designated official. Example components of LEA policies: reporting bullying. C. Investigating and responding to bullying. Includes a procedure for promptly investigating and responding to an report of an incident of bullying, including immediate intervention strategies for protecting the victim from additional bullying or retaliation, and includes notification to parents of the victim, or reported victim, of bullying and the parents of the alleged perpetrator, and, if appropriate, notification to law enforcement officials. Example components of LEA policies: investigating and responding to bullying. D. Written records. Includes a procedure for maintaining written records of all incidents of bullying and their resolution. Example components of LEA policies: written records. E. Sanctions. Includes a detailed description of a graduated range of consequences and sanctions for bullying. Example components of LEA policies: sanctions. F. Referrals. Includes a procedure for referring the victim, perpetrator, and others to counseling and mental and other health services, as appropriate. Example components of LEA policies: referrals. Review of local policies. Includes a provision for the state to review local policies on a regular basis to ensure the goals of the state statute are met. Example review of local policies. Communication plan. Includes a plan for notifying students' families, and staff of policies related to bullying, including the consequences for engaging in bullying. Example communication plan. Training and preventive education. Asterisk includes a provision for school districts to provide training for all school staff, including, but not limited to, teachers, aides, support staff, and school bus drivers, on preventing, identifying, and responding to bullying. Asterisk encourages school districts to implement age-appropriate school and community-wide bullying prevention programs. Example training and preventive education. Transparency and monitoring. Asterisk includes a provision for LEAs to report annually to the state on the number of reported bullying incidents, and any responsive actions taken. Asterisk includes a provision for LEAs to make data regarding bullying incidents publicly available in aggregate with appropriate privacy protections to ensure students are protected. Example transparency and monitoring. Statement of rights to other legal recourse. Includes a statement that the policy does not preclude victims from seeking other legal remedies. Example statement of rights to other legal recourse. Model policy. Model policies provide state guidance, direction, and recommended standards to help local school systems create their own district and school policies or administrative regulations. Model policies may be developed based on requirements of state or federal laws. Anyone in the working world knows that bullies pop up on more than just playgrounds, they also can be found in the workplace. Workplace bullying can take various forms. Bullies may constantly criticize their peers or their subordinates, they may yell at employees in front of their colleagues, or they may gossip about, pick on or ignore certain workers regardless of the form bullying takes. Company leadership must prevent such behavior and make the workplace a safe place for all employees. It can be incredibly hard to stand up to bullying, especially if no one else is challenging the behavior, said Cynthia Lowen, producer and writer of the documentary film Bully. In their book, The Essential Guide to Bullying, Prevention and Intervention, Lowen and school social worker Cindy Miller offer suggestions to help employers create safe environments and prevent bullying. Their strategies include: 1. Help others understand what bullying looks like among adults. Bullying in the workplace is different from the playground shoves and name-calling. Observing children devote a portion of time in a staff meeting to talk about appropriate and inappropriate behavior and help your team identify problem situations. 2. Establish a zero-tolerance policy. Take accusations of bullying seriously, and make it clear to colleagues that such behavior, whether from a peer or a client, won't be tolerated. 3. Train staff members on appropriate ways to handle conflict and criticism. Teach conflict resolution skills through formal training sessions. Work with our staff to understand when negative feedback is appropriate and how to divide with respect. Confront inappropriate behavior quickly and privately. 4. Build self-confidence and capacity in employees. Competent and self-confident individuals are less likely to be bullied and more likely to ask for help when needed. Invest in workforce development to strengthen skill sets and make each employee's capacity for contribution evident. 5. Make sure you're not bullied. Many surveyors pundits report being bullied by their boss or another person with seniority in the organization. Review our own actions and consider if your behavior might cross the line of bullying. Ask the guidance of a trusted colleague, and seek help if needed. You do to resolve a harassment complaint. Appropriate responses will depend on the facts of each case. Organizations must be an active participant in responding to harassment and should take reasonable steps when crafting remedies to minimize burdens on the targeted students. You do to resolve a harassment complaint. Possible responses include: develop, revise, and publicize. Policy prohibiting harassment and discrimination. Grievance procedures for students to file harassment complaints. Contact information for Title IX/Section 504/Title VI coordinators. You do to resolve a harassment complaint. Implement training for staff and administration on identifying and addressing harassment. Provide monitors or additional adult supervision in areas where harassment occurs. Determine consequences and services for harassers, including whether discipline is appropriate. Limit interactions between harassers and targets. Provide harassed student an additional opportunity to obtain a benefit that was denied, for example, retaking a test/class. Videos. https://www.youtube.com/watch v=Reconompact. The 4 workplace bully types. https://www.youtube.com/watch v=TVPQSN W7QY. ABC News, workplace bullying under the radar, intimidation, humiliation, ridicule, isolation. https://www.youtube.com/watch v=Rockfin0LZLQ. Workplace bullying on CNBC. https://www.youtube.com/watch v=Tplo J2IGM. Workplace bullying on CNBC. https://youtube.com/Q5lvopcar4